Welcome in. I'm Sam Monson. He's Zach Robinson. And today our topic is going to be looking ahead to the potential rookies of the year now that we've seen the majority of preseason, Zach. Still one more ugly, meaningless game to go. But we've got a pretty good idea of how these guys are hitting the NFL landscape. And let's break it down into offense and defense of rookies of the year so far. First, we're going to use Premium Stats 2.0, our newest product. Help you guys navigate all the stats, all the grades, all the data, all part of your PFF Elite package. And Zach, Rookie of the Year, it's going to start with the quarterbacks, right? So of all those first-round quarterbacks, there's probably two guys that are definitely going to start opening day and one more who probably should.
Yeah, the two guys that you're looking at, first of all, Josh Allen, who's had some good play this preseason, and then the next one, Sam Darnold with the Jets. Not in ideal situations, but they look like the best guy for the job for those spots, and looks like those teams are willing to kind of push forward. But you mentioned Baker Mayfield, as you see, the top-graded rookie quarterback. I just don't know how you keep him on the bench, but that appears that they're going to stick to their guns and play Tyrod.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be their intention to play Tyrod Taylor or Tyrod Taylor. We don't know. We need to get an official ruling on that at some stage. But that seems to be their intention going into the season, but with Baker Mayfield looking this good, it can only be a matter of time before he gets on the field eventually. You know, the history of today's NFL has been all these best laid plans of sitting a quarterback for a while and letting him learn. It all unravels by week 3, and these guys get thrown onto the field. So Baker Mayfield, the best PFF preseason grade of any of these rookies so far. Sam Darnold is number 4, again, a pretty good mark for him. Yeah. And Josh Allen's down here at number 9, but really it was this last week where he was kind of thrown to the wolves a little bit and really struggled a little bit. Before that, his grade was much higher. It was up to these first two guys. So I think those 3 quarterbacks will all be in a pretty good spot if they do get on the field to make a challenge for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. Josh Allen, tough test. Of any of these guys that's had the hardest go, it was Josh Allen last week, under pressure a ton. The Bengals defensive line just got after him. But, he's probably in not the best situation with what the offensive line looks like week to week. Sam Darnold's not in a great spot. Baker Mayfield, if he can get on, like you mentioned, week 4, if Tyrod Taylor's stumbling around, maybe he's leaving some plays out on the table like we've seen him do in the past, and they're just not generating enough points, you can see that there's the case to go to Baker because he is ready for it. It's not too big for him. I think he'd be great in that offense right now.
And the next obvious place to look when it comes to potential rookies of the year is wide receiver. It's a passing league, Zach, so obviously let's go to the receivers. And we've got some impressive-looking rookies as well. A lot of these first-round guys have at least flash potential, even if they haven't graded consistently well in every single game. There's a few names I want to hit on, though, first as we look down this list. James Washington here, number 9 from the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was a guy that went in the second round for them. We had a first-round grade on at PFF, and we've seen so far that he has basically been the same guy. He's been a contested catch guy. He's been a deep threat down the field. He's been bailing out Pittsburgh Steelers quarterbacks, guys like Josh Dobbs, just putting the ball up in the general direction of the end zone and letting James Washington go get it.
Yeah, 2 incredible touchdown catches against the Packers. Like you said, balls where he's going up over guys, making plays. We know how much Ben Roethlisberger likes to throw the ball down the field. James Washington is another one of those deep threats that they can rely on because he's so good in contested catch, and he can get by guys as well.
Yeah, so more of these receivers that have I think flashed more than been consistently very good. DJ Moore here, our number 15th graded wide receiver through the first few weeks of the preseason. And then we have to go a little bit further down to Calvin Ridley, down at 27. A fumble, a drop pass. Those are the kind of things that have pulled his grade down from a really impressive early showing. But what about a dark horse, Zach? There's one guy I think that leapt to mind when we were talking about a potential dark horse candidate. Not a first-round pick, but a guy lower down the draft who has been flashing extremely well, and his grade right up here, the joint second highest grade we've seen, it's Tre'Quan Smith of the New Orleans Saints.
No, a guy that we definitely liked coming out of the draft, highly productive at Central Florida. Mackenzie Milton hit him time and time again over the top, but he's a guy that we've seen line up all over the place. He's been in the slot, he's run multiple routes, so you can tell he's got a great overall feel for the game. He's kind of getting entrenched in that offense, and looks like a guy that can line up all over the field and has a ton of versatility. So it looks like he could be a guy that could get a lot of targets.
And the reason I really like this as a dark horse pick for Rookie of the Year is that the Saints have proven in recent seasons that they are really good at getting young players on the field and figuring out what they can do well and only asking them to do that. Michael Thomas was dominant from the get-go, but for the majority of his rookie season, he basically ran 2 routes. He ran slants and he ran go patterns, and that was it. And the Saints didn't need him to do anything more. They were still able to get him on the field, a lot of snaps, and get the use out of him, even if they find out that Tre'Quan Smith is limited. If there's things that he can't do, they're going to be able to work around it. He'll still get a ton of snaps. He'll still get the chances to catch passes from Drew Brees and to put up big yardage.
Yeah, we've seen, big body in the slot. We've seen how much they use Michael Thomas. So maybe they have times where they want to put Michael Thomas outside. They still got a great big body with Tre'Quan on inside, where he's got great matchups on smaller defenders.
If we head over to the defensive side of the ball, though, I think this is where we see a few different positions that could all vie for this Defensive Rookie of the Year spot. The first guy we want to talk about, though, number 1 up here when it comes to the grades among edge rushing defenders, it's Harold Landry of the Tennessee Titans. Let's make that a little bit bigger there. Landry we thought he was the best pass rusher in this draft on the edge, better than Bradley Chubb, who everybody thought of was this lock top 5 pick. And at least through preseason, the grades have been backing that up.
Absolutely. You look at the pass rush grade, by far the tops in the NFL right now through the preseason. Couple quick hurries. The guy is just explosive off the edge, can bend, can get around. So in a team that needs a lot of help, it looks like right now that guy's going to be the guy.
Yeah, we've got a strip sack in there. We've got a couple of defensive stops. We've got some extremely impressive all-around play from Harold Landry going up against some of these guys in the preseason. I think he could be the guy, even if he doesn't get all of the snaps because Tennessee have got some bodies in front of him. As a rotational guy, he could be looking at significant numbers of sacks, significant numbers of pressure, and that's going to get the attention of these guys. The other big play specialist, though, here is pretty impressive. This is our advanced coverage metrics, our signature stats table in Premium Stats 2.0, and at the moment, it is sorted by the number of snaps in coverage per reception given up. So basically, how much were you actually in coverage defending the pass before you gave up a pass? And Josh Jackson's number right now is about 3 times higher than anybody else.
Yeah, it's incredible. The guy that, has made plays on the ball time and time again. We've seen it at Iowa, and he's picked up right where he left off at Iowa and Green Bay. He had interception that got called back last week, but he's got 1 statistic interception, and then you mentioned he's only given up one catch on 7 targets. He looks like he is completely comfortable in that role, playing on the outside. Guy that's so good playing with his eyes and instincts that it's showing up right away.
One of our top-rated rookies heading into the draft, an absolute ball hawk at Iowa. I think 24 pass breakups and interceptions combined last season, which is really his first year playing corner in a full-time role. And it's translated immediately. If there's one thing that Josh Jackson has proven to be at every level of football, it is an absolute ball hawk. And we've got 7 targets so far in preseason, 1 catch, 9 yards. He has caught as many passes himself as he's allowed to be caught, and that's not even counting the one that was nullified. He should have had 2 pick sixes on the board. At the moment, targeting Josh Jackson is yielding a passer rating of 0, nothing. Now, throwing it into the ground is a passer rating of 39.6. So
you love that.
I do. So it's not a good idea right now to target Josh Jackson. So if he gets enough snaps in that Green Bay secondary, I think he could be a very real Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. But the other area I think we should go to is linebackers. Roquan Smith, obviously that holdout in Chicago, that protracted contract situation, hasn't really played at all yet in the preseason, but it's Roquan Smith.
Yeah, exactly. A guy that can do absolutely everything. Today's NFL, you got to be able to cover. This guy can cover every part of the field. We've saw it time and time again, but he hasn't played any snaps. But like you said, man, he should be able to pick up. He's coming from a pro-style type scheme at Georgia. Shouldn't be a whole lot of adjustment for him.
Yeah, a linebacker that can run a 4.5 40. That's some serious speed. That's the kind of speed you need to match not just tight ends, but receivers deep down the field. These deep crossing routes that you keep telling us are taking the league by storm in this preseason. Roquan Smith's one of the few guys that has the potential to be able to cover those things.
Yeah, exactly. You ask, look at what they ask in that scheme to do, and it is matching a lot of coverage, not a whole lot of just true spot drop zones. So he will be forced to match up with receivers time and time again on those deep crossers. Looks like a guy that can do it time and time again.
Yeah, there's some other linebackers that have been pretty impressive so far this preseason. We've got guys like Ben Neiman for the Kansas City Chiefs with an impressive grade, Micah Kaiser, but the one guy I think that has a real chance to be a dark horse candidate, Juwan Bentley, our number 4 graded tight end right now. He is a guy who was absolutely phenomenal as a college player, but didn't look necessarily like he had the coverage skills to be able to translate that to the NFL level. where everybody wants a Roquan Smith. Everybody wants a guy that can run a 4.5, that looks like he's fluid in coverage, but he was drafted by the Patriots.
Yeah.
And the Patriots know how to get Brandon Spikes out of a guy that can only play the run.
Yeah, I love the Brandon Spikes comp. I mean, guy that can absolutely just come downhill, wreck up a running game in the backfield. He is that guy. You know, is he going to play first and second down, third down? Probably limited snaps there. But in terms of a guy that can come filled downhill, stop a running game, force you into long passing downs, he looks like that guy.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots over the past few years have proven that they are able to take a guy who has limitations, a guy like Dante Hightower or even Jamie Collins, guys that don't necessarily fit the obvious mold. Juwan Bentley, I'm fascinated by the fact that he's been grading really well so far in the preseason, and the Patriots seem to be taking that tack with him. That could be a real dark horse for our Defensive Rookie of the Year. That's going to do it for us. It's going to wrap up our look at the obvious candidates for Rookie of the Year, both offense and defense. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. It does us a world of good with the YouTube folks. Hope you've enjoyed this content and check back soon.